AITA for dumping my boyfriend because he accidentally killed my dog? I, 21F, and my ex-boyfriend, 22M, met in college and moved into an apartment together as friends before we eventually started dating. After I graduated from college, my mom wasn't able to take care of our family dog, Vinny, anymore because she had developed a disease where she couldn't walk anymore, making it difficult to keep up with how often Vinny required her attention. My brother refused to care for Vinny because his wife was scared he wouldn't get along with her cat and tried to eat him. I decided that I would take in Vinny to help my mom and because I loved him with all my heart. A few months ago, I brought Vinny to my apartment and Vinny and my boyfriend got along great. It made me very happy. Now fast forward to only a month ago, I was offered a promotion at my job that could make me a lot more money than I was making before. The only issue is that this meant I would have less time for Vinny and not take him on many walks. I would take Vinny on 3 walks a day while my boyfriend would take him on 1 while I would be working. My boyfriend is unemployed and lives off the money his parents sent him in, which I don't mind as long as the money goes towards paying half the rent and bills. I came home and told my boyfriend about being offered a promotion and he was very happy for me. I told him I hadn't accepted it yet because I was concerned that I wouldn't have time to properly care for Vinny. That's when my boyfriend suggested that he could take Vinny out for the usual 3 walks a day while I would only do 1 in the morning like he would do. I asked him if he was okay with that and he reassured me that he was absolutely fine with it. So, I took the promotion and my hours skyrocketed to the point where I barely have time to myself and only get 1 day out of the week off. Knowing that my boyfriend loves Vinny just as I do, I trusted that he would take good care of him as it's only walks, right? Well, I was wrong. Last week, I came home to my boyfriend sitting on the couch with a distraught look on his face. I also noticed that Vinny didn't immediately come up to me and greet me upon my arrival, which is very out of the ordinary. I sat down next to my boyfriend and wrapped my arm around him, asking him what's wrong. Immediately after I said that, my boyfriend bursted into tears and confessed to me that he had ran over Vinny with his car. I was taken aback and asked him how it happened. According to my boyfriend, he had tied Vinny's leash to the tree next to his parking spot. He was planning to take Vinny to the nearby dog park so he could have some fun with the other dogs. He said that he needed to back up first and swore up and down that he checked to see if he had tied Vinny's leash properly. Vinny is a very energetic dog and loves car rides, so he does anything and everything to try and jump into the car as soon as he sees one of us getting into it. Well, as it turns out, when my boyfriend backed up his car, poor Vinny had somehow ended up under the wheel and was crushed. I was horrified when I heard this and asked him why he didn't call me to tell me. He told me that he felt too guilty to admit it straight away and didn't want me to be in a bad mood at work. I told him that he should have called me and I would have left work early as Vinny was more important. I was already crying at this point and didn't know how I was going to tell my mother. My boyfriend tried to hug me, but I pushed him away and went to my room. I was extremely angry and heartbroken. I even called off work for the first time since working there because I knew I would be too emotional. My boyfriend came into the room and apologized to me profusely, but I couldn't handle it. I told him I could never forgive him for what he did to Vinny even if it was an accident, and I told him our relationship was over. I know it wasn't intentional, but I just can't look at him the same anymore. I'll always see him as the man who killed my dog and it's too painful. I loved Vinny so much and now he is gone. I have his box of ashes on my lap right now while I write this and cry. He was 12 years old and was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm not angry about what happened. It was an accident. But to me, it's unforgivable. I called my mom that day and she let me stay with her. While I was at her house, I told her I had broken up with my boyfriend over it and she was angry. She told me that what I did was selfish and he was clearly upset about it too and that it was unintentional. I told her I just couldn't look at him the same, but she spewed a bunch of insults at me and told me someone as selfish as me didn't deserve Vinny in the first place and wished she had never given him to me. It hurt to hear that and I couldn't handle another issue, so I rented a hotel room and now I'm staying here for the time being. My ex-boyfriend has blown up my phone repeatedly and my mother is still texting me that I need to forgive him because it was an accident. She told me I'm being a huge a-hole and need to learn to stop being so selfish. I loved my boyfriend and I still do, but I know that it'll be unhealthy for me to stay with him because I'll hold a grudge. Am I the a-hole?